I think we are live or live. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. We are here. Wanted to actually go. Good afternoon, Friday, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hey, Gail. How are you doing?
Good. How are you this afternoon?
I am good. I know we are. There are a lot of different moving parts happening, and we are out here internally, externally, moving and shaking. We have, of course, MLK Day that's coming up on Friday or Monday, and a lot of different things that we are pushing out and asking people to support. But I think more importantly is to remember the legacy and the life of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, and honoring his legacy, and making sure we all continue, those of us who are still here in this dimension, to make sure that we are still doing the work and continue to do the work.
Absolutely.
And so, wanted to jump on here real quick. There is a hearing. If some of you, if those of you who are watching, we did a pop-up with respect to the hearing in the case of Calvin University versus Dr. Nalova Westbrook, who's a Black female professor at Calvin, started there, I believe, in 2012, and was on the tenure track and was subsequently denied tenure, but not only denied tenure, but also is now in a legal battle with Calvin. And this legal battle has been going on for well over a year. So just a level, in our opinion, of serious fiscal irresponsibility. Dollars that are being used on behalf of Calvin are being used through, of course, through the support of the dollars that the students provide to the university, parents, and then community taxpayer dollars. And so Dr. Michael Leroy is the head of this, what I would call a heroin case, in a very devastating case, where essentially I think, what the university is doing is trying to destroy Dr. Westbrook's, not only her reputation, Gail, I would say, but also her ability to financially sustain herself, economically sustain herself, because she has not worked since her firing in April of 2020. And also she went to file for unemployment benefits, and Calvin University fought hard against those benefits, and those were denied as well. And so essentially she's been living off of her savings and paying legal fees as she's going through this very horrific matter. But one of the reasons why, again, we wanted to jump on today is because the hearing will start at 3 p.m. today. Judge Joseph Rossi is presiding. It's a presiding judge over this. We have provided and sent letters to Dr. Michael Leroy, again, who is the president of Calvin University, some time ago, asking for him to sit down and meet with the NAACP to try to bring some resolve and resolution to this situation that is amenable for all parties. We also have put a link in the on the screen, and it will take you directly to the hearing that will take place at 3 p.m. today. Gail, what are your thoughts on this? I know we talked talked to a couple pastoral leaders earlier today as well to try to get their thoughts. And I think this is a conversation, quite honestly, that the faith community has to weigh in on, and let Calvin know that they are not a deity or entity unto themselves, but that they are part of this community and they have a responsibility to respond to community. And you're on mute also, Gail.
I apologize. Yes, I totally agree. Calvin needs to know that we are a community and that you have to be involved in community. We work, our people work there. We have children that aspire to go there, and it's important that you are inclusive of the Black and Brown community. And when it came to this issue, the concern there is that you would try and demonize someone who's worked so well with you and in your program that you reached out to bring. And now it's about damaging the character, damaging the work, damaging any future hires. And it's unfair. But I believe they may be, trying to make an example. When you do this, we do this. So it's a very unfair thing that they are doing.
Yeah, you're right. And you make a great point in terms of they recruited Dr. Westbrook. Went above and beyond in terms of their efforts to get her to accept the offer to be a professor in the Department of Education at Calvin University. As we know, and you can, there's information out here. Anybody can Google on the web specifically about this issue with Dr. Nalova Westbrook. She has an impeccable pedigree. Went to the University of North Carolina, Penn State, went to Berkeley, is a published author, has completed successfully completed all of the requirements that are necessary for a professor to gain tenure. And so it is
correct.
It's just
and she's gone above and beyond. Absolutely.
Right. By bringing in, grants, over six-figure grants to the university, or $200,000 plus grant to the university. That, we all know that those efforts are extremely important for any department and faculty member. Was something that she didn't necessarily have to do. And so just an amazing individual, and we have to pay attention to this. We've also, again, the hearing is in about, I think, 7 minutes, and so the link is on the screen for anyone to tap in. I strongly encourage you to tap in. You can share this information, as well as we had started to put out a petition, and we're asking folks to sign that petition. The petition is asking that Dr. Michael Leroy be terminated. He has resigned already. However, his resignation isn't effective until June, and our position is that he just needs to go. This has, in our opinion, has been a PR nightmare. But of course, it clearly suggests they really don't care, right? And again, and that shows the lack of humility when it comes to this entire situation. And it also, at the end of the day, and it shows the lack of commitment to what they say their Christian and moral values as a Christian or faith-based institution or university. Gail, you have anything else?
You're exactly right. You're so on point with that. They do owe it to the community, and they owe it to her. And when it comes to tenure, for those that may not be familiar, when you have worked hard as an educator and you've gone above and beyond, tenure is something that is offered to you from your universities and regarding your field. So when you are denied that, they are in essence denying your work, and you have a body of work. And Dr. Westbrook does have a body of work, and she's worked hard for this, and she deserves it. So absolutely.
Right. Exactly. And, you know, as one of our good friends in the faith community had to remind a few of us of earlier today, is that, you know, there is a difference between tokenism and tenure and being actually really having a voice at the table. And as we've seen some of the advertisements, which is amazing to me, that Calvin is having this January series, and bringing in, I think, a lot of dynamic speakers in intellectuals to talk about, you know, equity, diversity, race relations, and all of these things. And then they're touting, you know, that they are so excited to be having this January series, this lecture series, you know, also during the national holiday of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, in which I think is a slap in the face, actually. But again, we wanted to just jump on here, ask folks to sign the petition, and then also attend the hearing at 3 p.m., which is in 4 minutes, that Judge Joseph Rossi is the presiding judge over. And we will keep you posted. And fundamentally, this is bigger than Dr. Westbrook. And I will leave you with this. Even if their decision to deny tenure was valid, right, there still has to be a responsibility from Calvin University to community to answer questions. Answer questions about their lack of diversity when it comes to the student population. Ask questions about the academic or the graduation rates or retention rates of young people of color. Also ask questions about the lack of diversity when it comes to just administrators of color across that institution. And this not only applies to Calvin, but we really need to start, you know, shining a spotlight on all of these predominantly white institutions in this area. Because what I've found out through research, as we became aware of this case in Dr. Westbrook's case, is that, of course, I now fully understand that this is an issue across the country. Across the country when it comes to the lack of fair and equitable representation of qualified intellectuals of color in these predominantly white institutions. And so, folks, we have to pay attention and stay vigilant on it. We will not, although the hearing is today, we don't know what the outcome of that hearing will be, but we know what the outcomes of our efforts will be, and the outcome will be that we're going to continue down this road and make it until we get some answers from Dr. Michael Leroy and the trustees of Calvin University.
And please, people, use your voices. Don't think this is it. It's like President Jackson said, they come together in January for Martin Luther King Day, maybe a week, and then they give a month in February, and then that's it. You hear nothing else the whole rest of the year. So they have to be accountable to Black and brown people. They're not just to be used during, as President Jackson said, token months. We are here to stay and need to be treated fairly, and as well reached out to and given proper tools that they give across the board. We should be included.
That's right. Well, thank you, Gail. Gail is the executive officer for the Greater Grand Rapids NAACP as well. And we're going to jump into this hearing and listen.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.